Hello, my dear students. Once again, we are meeting to know how to solve the case studies. As we know that now case studies has become the integral part of the business studies question paper. Around 60% of the questions used to be case studies. So, in this video, I would like to help you how to solve the case studies given in your question paper. Let's have a brief look at what are case studies. Case studies can be considered as a small or the miniature version of business situation, generally which are used in business studies to facilitate the learning, to give the experience to students how to solve such type of situations in their real life. Clear? Now we will see how to solve the cases. First, go through the case in thoroughly. Means read the case, the paragraphs. You will find, if you have seen the old question papers of board examination, you will find that very big cases are given to the students to solve in the board examination. So read the case thoroughly over and over. Once we have gone through the case, read the question carefully. This, what are the things that has been asked in that case? Okay, once you have seen the question, when you have gone through the question, you will find that one trend is there. The first one is, that is the generally the first question given in the cases are identify and explain. Means you will be asked to identify the concept or identify the functions. And in generally in the second question, you are asked to write about the features, merits or demerits of the identified concepts or the functions that has been identified in the first question. Now, how to identify what are the concepts or what are the function, means what is the concept or the function that has been asked in the question paper. Then you have to search, you have to look after the top keywords that are given in the case. Clear? Now various key points or keywords that you have to consider, that if in the question identification of function is asked, it means just you have directly think about the functions of management. And we all know that there are 5 functions of management: planning, staffing, organizing, directing and controlling. And for that you have to be ready with the definition of all those functions, and you have to identify that whether the question is asked for planning or staffing or organizing, directing or the controlling. But if the question is asked for identification of concepts, it means now don't stray your mind towards the functions. Directly go to the various concepts that are given in the book. See, what are the various concepts that we have studied? Coordination, delegation, decentralization, workforce analysis, workload analysis, span of management, key resources area, critical point control, and so many things. So you have to start thinking about those concepts that you have studied. Clear? And there are more concepts that are there in the book, but I have taken only these because in this video we will be taking care of case studies of those 5 chapters which deals with functions of management. We will see one case from each chapter, that is from planning, staffing, organizing, directing and controlling respectively. See the first case given in your slide. It is a big case, so I'm not going to read it through. Pause the video, look into the case. I have highlighted the main point in red. Just see. After going through the case, what you will find, that question is asking that they have to, means you have to identify the limitations. Clear. And already here it is written that limitations of planning. So means now the question is from planning chapter, that is clear to you. Now you have to identify the limitations, but before answering you must know, you must learn what are the limitations of the planning. If you are knowing the answer well in advance, then it will be easier for you to find out what limitations are being discussed in this paragraph, or in this case. Or you can see that limitations are planning does not guarantee success, planning may not work in dynamic environment. This question is from the board examination, and while writing the answer you will not only write the headings, but along with that you will explain that point also. Just see one sentence here, it is written that the planning it didn't work because of the environment is not static. That's why one limitation is easily you can recognize that planning does not work in dynamic environment. So while reading the case, underline those points which will help you to answer. Now let's come to the second case. Again, it's a very big case. Just go through the case while pausing the video. This is the second slide of the case. Go through this portion also clearly. And now we will move on to the third slide of the case. This is the third slide of the case. In this questions are there. Sorry. The first question is identify and briefly explain. Just say the concept. And the second one is the 4 points of importance of the concept identified in the first question. The first one means we have been asked concept, so no need of straying to the functions of management. Concept means the topics that are given in the chapters other than the functions. So concept here, it is delegation. And once we have identified the delegation, explain the delegation also, because here it is written explain also. And now after that write down the importance of the delegation. Now there may be a question in your mind that why it is delegation, why not decentralization. So go back to the second page of this case, last sentence. Here it is written, on the other hand, Ishan and Vrinda also got opportunities to develop and exercise initiative. There is no mention that their decision was also there. Initiative is a principle where employees are asked to give their suggestions, to give their ideas. They are not asked to decide anything. So Aman Chadha, when he hired his subordinates, he gave them full freedom to carry out the work for the new project, but they were not given freedom to take the decision. That's why it is delegation, not decentralization. And once you know it is delegation, it is easier for you to write down the importance of that concept. Now we will move on to the third case. Just once again pause the video, look into the case. Clear? Just see. Identify the concept which will help the human resource manager to find out the number and type of personnel available. He could decide and recruit the required number of persons for each department. Recruitment is there. So the question must be from staffing chapter. So from these words you can directly correlate with the chapter. Now from that chapter you have to identify the concept. Means what concept which deals with the number and types of personnel, means to find out, that is, it is the workforce analysis. You must have studied the workforce analysis in the first step of the staffing process. So this case was very easy to solve. It is not so that each and every case is very hard to solve. Sometimes directly from the question you can identify the things very easily. Now coming to the case number 4. After going through the case, at the end you will find that two questions are there. From the above paragraph, quote lines that indicate formal and informal communication and state any two features of informal communication. So here you don't have to identify or explain. Clear. Here it is clearly written that it is about the communication. Communication means it is from directing chapter about the formal and informal communication. Means both the concepts are already there in the case, and you have to identify which one is indicating formal and which one is indicating informal one. And once just what you have to do, you have to quote the lines from the paragraph. Just you have to write the sentence from the paragraph and you have to say that yes, this is from formal and this is from informal one. And after that, in the second part, just you have to write the two features of the informal communication. If you have learned it properly, then no problem in writing the answers. Now, how to quote the lines? You know what is formal communication and what is informal communication. Formal communication means which is done according to the rules, regulations, and the hierarchy of the organization. Informal one means it is not being followed the proper hierarchy or the scalar chain. So just see the answer. Informal communication, colleague sent a text message to his superior. Generally, colleague sent to his superior means B. Chatterjee. Let's see. These things, the line which are written, the quote unquote in both the cases are taken from the paragraph. And formal one, just see, general manager, he ordered. When order is given from the superior, it means it is a formal communication and order has been given. The senior manager is using his authority to do something. And informal one means it was the help was asked for the blood donation generously. That is considered to be informal. Means you cannot give official order to your subordinates to donate blood. And here also the junior is sending message to his superior and text message is going on. No formal order or no formal use of authority is there. So quoting the lines is clear, and the features of informal communication, and that what are those things, you can easily write those answers. Now coming to the last case for today. Go through the case. Here it is written. Even while going through the case also, you can identify, just see few words are written. Actual performance. Clear? And what else? That you can come to know that it is the question from controlling chapter. I think only one word is given, that is a comparison of actual performance of each and every worker and observation of their job and working. So before going into the next page of the case or before going into the question, you can easily come to the point that yes, this question is from the chapter controlling. Now let's see the next slide and see the question. Identify the function of the management. And the second one, state the steps in the process. It means already from those words, that comparison of actual standards, you know that the question is from the controlling. So what function is mentioned here? It is the controlling. Write down the controlling, explain the controlling. Now you have what you have to write. You have to write the steps of the process. And what steps that you will write? You will write the steps along with the along with the sentence that are given in the paragraph related to those steps. That's why just see, answers are given in the slide. Pause the slide, look into the answers, and you will find that along with the steps, explanation of step is not being done, because here it is written only state. You have to write down the heading of the step, and along with that you have to write down those lines from the paragraph. Really, I want to say that while solving the case studies, use your logic, you use your rational thinking to solve the cases, and now it is very easy for you to solve the case studies. Hope today video will help you a lot to look into the case in detail and to solve them very easily while attempting those cases in your examination. Okay, thank you and bye.